so much.
That would be good. That's like a little personal assistant.
And I used to do it like I have a Bluetooth speaker and I have a playlist on my phone. And so I would do it like that. But then if my phone rang, I would have to stop.
Right.
And this Alexa just does it, and I just put my phone somewhere else, and
Cool.
I don't get interrupted. I
like that.
Yeah, it's really fun.
That's another thing. I like that you said you put your phone somewhere else. Don't get in the habit of just sitting in your chair and being on your phone or being on your tablet. Like that is probably the single biggest time stealer there is. I mean, you just get lost in it. You don't mean to. You look up and it's been like 45 minutes and you just meant on there to go for a minute,
right.
Meant to go on there for a minute. And so I really try to put my phone down in a way. And lately, because I've got a lot of, things happening online all the time and people try to get a hold of me. So, I got a ton of notifications. So for the longest time, I was like, man, I gotta check these. I gotta check these. I gotta check because you don't want them to build up, you know? And I've been just not checking my phone lately. Like I just put it down and leave it go for 5, 6, 7 hours. Shoot, I went on there yesterday. I had like 54 messages.
Wow.
I was like, geez, Opie. And then I got to go through those. But, and I like that people are trying to get a hold of me. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes you just have to disconnect from that.
Unplug, yep.
Unplug. And if that's your routine in the winter, that's no routine. That's to me a negative habit. Because it's bad for your neck, you're looking down, you're using these hands in a weird way, you're just doing all kinds of, not to mention just zapping your energy and zapping your time and focus and all that. But the other thing is that we were talking about is like Wi-Fi signals and that. And, to have your phone on you all the time or to have it turned on and those signals coming through you and that electromagnetic force and all of that affecting your rhythms and your internal beats and, frequencies. I can see on the days that I don't have it next to me, touching me in the same room as me, that I feel so much better.
Really?
And I don't think it's just a mental thing. I think it's a physical thing as well. And now, since we talked about that, remember when I posted that story where that little girl did that experiment and blew the scientific world away? She tried to grow something and she put the phone next to one of the plants,
like dark and
it was just shriveled up and dead and no life. And the other one that was like 20 feet away from the phone did beautifully and it was fine and they had the same amount of water and the same amount of light and she did a really good job with her experiment. And after that, I either turn my phone off or I put it in a totally different room when I go to sleep at night. It used to be in bed with me at night. Because I would fall asleep looking at it, so it'd be in bed with me.
Right, and I have mine in my room, not actually in bed, but like I'll play binaural beats to fall asleep, or there's all different kind of meditations to fall asleep, but it's on my nightstand, far away from my head.
So it's away from you.
Right.
It's not right up next to you.
Right.
Because that I think is the biggest thing, and then you have that new stone. And JP has been doing phenomenal. My oldest son, we came over here and we rated Deb's stones and her crystals, and we got a bunch of stones that help block those bad negative fields and those bad vibrations from electronic equipment and stuff like that. So, yes,
and
Organite, Marilyn,
Organite, right?
Organite,
right.
yes. Yes.
And there's more than that. There's Organite, there's Obsidian, there's a lot of the blue stones absorb some of that too.
Yes.
Even clear quartz does. But you have to clean those too. That's why I made sure he had that selenite. He needs to clean those every now and then.
And selenite actually does too, help with that stuff. So yeah, good. We've got all that set up around his Wi-Fi stuff and everything to block that from him, so that he can have restful sleep and grow and heal, because sleep is so important for healing.
Oh boy, you said it.
I mean, if we don't sleep, we can't heal to the full capacity that our body is able to do that. So it's super important to try to use your sleep time as best you can for healing.
That's when I take my regenerative vitamins as well, like my glucosamine. And
Yeah, because that's when you're going to use them. Your body's going to use them. So.
Right. Very good.
Good show, man.
And it was very fun. That was a good way to start the year, eh?
It was. And I think we gave people a lot of nice ideas on how to fill their time and in a healthy way.
Right.
You know, that's the whole thing. We
Productive,
want to do this
almost.
in a healthy, productive way. We don't want to backslide into old habits or bad habits or loneliness or any of this negative stuff. It's all about our choices. And it's all about what our priorities are. And, you know, your priority should be you. Mm-hmm. That's my bottom line today. You always ask me my bottom line. Your priority should be you.
And don't be afraid to be alone.
That's right.
It's okay to be alone and use that time.
You could learn so much about yourself.
Oh, my gosh.
Sitting
and
quiet.
Meditate and let things come into your mind.
Right. Because that's when you truly hear your innermost thoughts, is when you're quiet. Mm-hmm. And we don't get enough quiet time nowadays, I don't think.
No, we're bombarded.
Mm-hmm. We really are.
Even with us. Yeah. We bombard.
Yeah.
We're bombarders.
But we have to set boundaries. And that's another message that's been coming up for me is setting my personal boundaries so that I'm taking care of myself, right? Because... Again, if you don't...
Comes back to self.
If you don't take care of yourself, what do you got to give everybody else?
Right.
You're going to run out. Trust me.
And if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to take care of you?
That's right.
You have got to do it.
And if you do put that responsibility on someone else, isn't that just setting them up for failure?
Yeah.
And for you, disappointed expectations? Right?
Yes.
You're not responsible for my happiness. You're not responsible for my health.
Shoot, that takes a load off my mind.
Off your back, sweetheart. Swear to you. And I'm not responsible for yours.
And you know what? When you are responsible for your own happiness, all your relationships are better.
That's right, because you don't blame others for your misery. Your misery is your own. You create what misery you want. And if you decide you don't want misery, that's just as easy. Mm-hmm. Trust me.
Almost easier, really.
It is. It really, and funner.
Much more. Much more funner.
Much more fun.
Okay, so... And we even taught you how to fall.
We did.
How to walk.
We talk about so much stuff, I
do.
swear. We go
We do.
here to there.
It's good.
All the way
it's
around.
Good. So, happy 2018.
Happy 2018. Welcome, everybody, to the next greatest year of your life.
Amen, sister.
This has been The Passionate
Bye,
Minds
guys.
with
Thank
your
you.
host, holistic chiropractor, Dr. Julia Deere, and nutritional consultant and life coach, Deb St.Hilaire. Dr. Julia is available for consultations with new patients at her Pigeon and Bay City, Michigan offices 5 days a week. Call 989-453-2020 to set up your appointment today. Or she can be reached at her Facebook group page at Bay City Alternative Holistic Health Community. Deb St.Hilaire can be reached at 419-366-8091 for consultations or at strengthfromwithin.training. Listen to archive shows at w4divas.com or on Spreaker.com. Tune in every second and fourth Tuesday at noon to find out more ways to make your life healthier naturally.